Greetings out there. This is Culture Shock, the show where we delve into why we are the way we are and why we do the things we do, particularly regarding change and evolution within ourselves and the environment around us. So today we're talking about fatherhood, the assistant parent, if you like. And I did have a question like, oh, you want to talk to dads about parenting? And I'm like, yes, because nobody seems to. So we're going into how things have evolved, like our father's time, how we related to our fathers and how we relate to our sons. So today I'm joined by Sele Inegbedion, Chike Oyeka, and Taiwo Agboola. Gents, welcome to Culture Shock. Thank you for being here. We're talking about, being dads. I mean, I'm a father myself. I have a son and a daughter. You?
Son and daughter.
Son and daughter. And in that sequence as well. Chike?
3 daughters.
Oh, wow. That's mad. And
3 boys.
yeah, 3. Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah.
This is, it's okay, so I guess it's a good mix. Everybody ably represented. So, why ask you guys here? Because, I'm a very curious person, so I ask questions. That's the only way we learn, by asking. So, growing up when I was younger, fathers were pretty much just providers, like make sure there's food on the table, all that, while mothers did everything. But I find these days we kind of have to be more involved, like as some people say, domesticated, like that. Like, what would you say is your experience?
Okay, for me, it's the other way around. Lost my mom quite early in life, so dad was the focal point for us. He does everything the mother would do. So growing up for me, I always say it like that. And I grew up in a traditional Lagos Island family where you got to do what you got to do. Despite, forget gender, forget anything, you have to do what you
Everybody's
have to do.
involved.
So, and I've grown up all the way to that. The truth is, the madam of the house still does, still does most of it.
The madam things.
Yeah, but I've got to do what I'm meant to do. Like, I remember very well that when my kids here started school, I didn't used to drop them off in school. I was like, work, I must go to work. But one day she put her foot down that I gotta go to work too, so hey, they don't go to school. Yeah. So I started dropping them off in school, and that has been a bonding session for us. In fact, I look up to it every morning because they tell me what they can't tell me over the weekend. You need to buy me this, you need to bring this for me, you need to do it. So for me, that's been my experience, you understand? Growing up, my sisters were the mother figure, but my dad was like...
He oversaw everything and made sure everybody was okay. So, Chance, what would you say?
For me, I'd say, if I think about or look at my relationship with my dad now, we have a good relationship now.
Okay.
I feel like he or we are making up for lost time. It wasn't always that way growing up. He, maybe in the more traditional sense, was the breadwinner. He goes out, works, comes back late, and he was very much an authoritative figure in the home. Growing up, and then sort of seeing how friends of mine interacted with their parents and their dads, particularly when you get the opportunity to travel beyond Nigerian borders. You see how parents can be, fathers, mothers, and I felt there was a bit of something missing, as it were. And I suspect my dad also feels that now, which is why we have a much better relationship now. So that's probably what has gingered my own proactiveness with my kids. Very similar to you. Dropped my son. My son is 6. My daughter is 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So dropping my son off at school is one of the highlights of my day. Picking him up if I can in the middle of my day, I'll do that as well. And it also gives us the opportunity to chill, bond. If I'm out in the evening, my wife, she's joking, she'll call me, she'll say, oh, your son is looking for you, where's daddy? Oh, I miss him.
Oh, really?
That sort of thing.
Are you sure she's joking, or is that a
So they call and give them the phone, yeah?
So I mean, that's the sort of relationship we have, but I try to balance it, and I'm learning. I try to balance it with, a bit of a firm hand as well to ensure that there is the love, but there is the discipline as well.
Okay.
I'm hoping I'll hear more from the Egbons over here.
There is that word. Anyway, my parents took an equal responsibility in bringing us up. I can't say that my father didn't do his bit. My mom did a bit. Even things like, I was just thinking about it, homework.
Okay.
My father actually used to help me with my homework.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't just my mom. My mom used to help me with my English homework. My father is a chemistry major, so he and a mathematician. So he used to do with a maths homework, and they both took an equal part in bringing us up. Myself, I believe I've done my best. Everybody talks about taking kids. Everybody talks about taking kids to school. That's a given. That's I don't know why people are making it sound like I'm doing.
Which is not like this conversation, because it's like it seems like an anomaly. Like,
no, you take your kids to school. I take my kids to school. I take my kids to school. Lagos, Abeokuta, London, everywhere. I've taken them to school everywhere. So that's not really a big deal. It's something you do.
So it becomes second nature to you. It's surprising, like you see. So you're surprised why is that
thing exactly?
It's like traditional. Like here, you find that a lot. Like you don't know what's going on in the homework. That I think I'm trying to remember if I ever did homework with my dad.
Even I used to. I think people used to tell me that I was actually too involved because
in your child life. Yes,
exactly, because I take them to school, school play, I'm there. Thanks, sports day, I'm there. Fun day, I'm behind the stall selling stuff. So I was there.
So I think for me, I didn't start out like that.
Okay, yeah,
that's true.
That's true. I
didn't start out like that. But
is this based on examples you had, or
discussions? Then I see people. I think what actually changed me, apart from the talk from the madam, was I went to school. I went to their school one day, and I saw the involvement of fathers, and I was like,
okay.
I'm listening. So now I go on Saturdays they go for football. I take them. They have one is graduating into primary, nursery to primary. They have a show, so it reads it's meant to play Michael Jackson. So the song it reads then to me.
So that's
I tell him. So the other one, I think his passion for football now is, and I love football. So it comes to me, who is this, who is that. Homework, I print every. I bought like 3 printers. They spoiled 2. I bought a new one last week. Seriously. So I print. I try to, because the truth of the matter is, if you're not, it's going to, you're going to, in the future, the lapses are going to be open. Yeah, that's the way it is, man. So I think for us now, learning from, I think is a bit more involved and all that. We need to learn from it. But the truth is, I tell people, new couples, you need to be involved in the kid's life. Forget the guys telling you you're too involved.
He doesn't seem like he's concerned.
It's not even
bothered. Because typically I think it's, well, in Africa I think it might be more prevalent, but I think globally it's like, dads are kind of like supposed to take back. It's supposed to be like the. Even I guess it starts with like marriage, like even the traditional, you're the protector, you're the provider, so, and the woman is a natural nurturer. So it's kind of like learning on the job for dads. So I like the stuff from him being involved. Myself, personally, I think my own parenting technique is from, I don't know if it's a technique or just what involved in is like, things I remember, because I have a very good memory, I believe. So things I remember I didn't like, I try to make sure I don't transfer those things down. So it's like the spending time together, like, I can't ride a bicycle. And like, your dad is supposed to teach you how to do that. I couldn't play football when everyone was playing football when we were younger. I allude that to being, we formed a team as opposed to just playing for fun. So nobody wanted to be goalie, so I was in goal. My feet are useless, but like, every now and again, my dad would see a lot of kids around and he would just get in and juggle the ball and stuff. So it's like, you can play football.
I used to play football.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He knows my dad. And it's a shock. Like, so you'd see, so there were little glimpses, but it was more like, it was more concerned with the day-to-day of making sure there's food on the table. So it's like, basically your role is just to provide, but they also when I say instruct, it's not like, leave instruction. When I say instruct, like in life, that these are the things to look out for, these are the things to do. So yeah, like you say now, you and your dad is like trying to make up for lost time. So did you was there ever like any actual conversation that things just started kind of falling into place?
Good question. No, I wouldn't say there was explicitly a conversation around the dynamic when I was younger, but I think time and the conversations just helped to point us in the right direction. That is what's missing. I grew older. I was quote unquote less answerable to him once I left the house.
Yeah.
Whatever relationship he may have thought we had then, it was clear that didn't exist. And on my part as well, it's not like I was turning my back on this guy. I don't want it to sound like my dad was never there.
Yeah,
right?
It's easy to be misinterpreted.
Yeah.
So you have to be clear about it.
So I think it was just a natural reconvergence on both sides. My dad, myself, especially as he's a granddad now, and he's trying to impart some knowledge and wisdom as a father, to me, seeing the kids. Just a natural progression back to, what we both feel it should have been.
Okay. No, so Chike, so you have daughters, so as far as passing that, I don't know, because we think, someone has daughters, so girls and boys are supposedly raised a different way. I know there's more talks now, we shouldn't. I remember there's this whole Anthony Joshua situation where his
mom.
What?
Where his what?
No, there was this thing that his son, he tells his son, don't do this, but when his niece comes out, he's softer with his niece, but he's harder on his son, or was it nephew and daughter? And then, so it's did you ever come into were you okay, I have girls, so you're going to be into sports, you have to be, or it's just
kind of, my two oldest daughters are very into sports. They were avid swimmers, avid footballers, basketball, they're doing all of it. And here's a part of it. I was more or less, I was a soccer dad and a swimming dad, so I was going to go and watch them swim all over the place. They were in school at Abeokuta, so we'll go to Abeokuta, they come to visit schools in Lagos, we go to schools in Lagos, go and watch them play football or basketball or swim. That we used to do. With daughters, I found that on the discipline side, there was not a lot I could do.
Okay, so you stepped back.
That one, I was the chief reporter. When they do something wrong, I got to report to the guy in the house. So your daughter needs to be. So that's how I used to handle mine with my daughters.
So did you ever feel outnumbered? I mean, so it's just.
I am outnumbered.
Yeah, I know you are, but so you just accepted it. So it's your best thing to do. Accept it.
But let me ask, why did you feel you couldn't?
Discipline.
Yeah, you had to, pass that on.
I just felt it was better for the mother to deal with it because they're girls.
Yeah, so she's probably gone through.
Yes.
So she will relate better, what they're going through. Okay, so, and then so you said your kids that are here. So your 3 sons. So you have 2 sons here, and so your older son, where he's
in the UK.
Okay. So what's that situation?
What's this?
I mean, no, because I know why. No, because you live here.
I get what you're saying.
You live here with your 2 sons.
Actually, I try to see him twice in a year.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're cool. We're cool. He's growing up, and I'm scared.
How is it?
14. He's going 14, yeah.
And your other 2 are
6 and 5.
Okay.
So the truth is, with going on in that part of the world, so I'm not married to the mom, so but we have a very open relationship. We talk. she's married. She's got 2 other kids.
Okay.
It's fine. So we were talking yesterday, and I was like, oh, this stuff about knifing. He said, you know what? Your son is just like you. I said, what do you mean? He said, you run away from evil. And that's growing up. When I was growing up, if there's a fracas or fight or anywhere. So he said that there was one day in school, and the head teacher called and said, you need to talk to, it wasn't a fight, it was just like they were playing. This boy. So I was speaking to him yesterday. I said, you know, these things that's happening, do you understand? He said, yeah, I read them. You know, you can't stop them from going.
It's a different time. I mean, like they access the information.
You know, please do not join any of these guys. These are the issues. And he assured me, yeah, he can assure me till I see him. Sure. So I talk to, anytime I go there, I take him out. I spend like all 90% of my days, anytime I'm around with him. The other two here, you see, 2-3 years ago, I used to think, okay, these boys would never like me because work, I'm out in the morning, back at night, he understands what I do, advertising, you don't have time. So I used to, you know, I get home, I call them, they say, no, we're going to mama. But now, it's like, they can't get enough of me. I'm like, you know, after I started dropping them off in school, playing with them, now they don't even want to listen to their mama. And there was one day, they said they should write, at least the 6-year-old one was meant to write an essay about who do you, your parents.
They actually did that.
So I did not know, just write about your parents.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even see it coming. And it's like, I like my dad, he takes me to play football and all that. Father's Day, he did me a card, which was very emotional. As in, I just woke up, hey. I was like, oh, really? So that means I'm doing, they got my traits. They got, I think the 6-year-old can read anything on this on big newspapers, big books. The last one, lazy, and I used to be very lazy.
So is it lazy or laid back, like just very relaxed, or it's lazy?
Wow. Let's just call it like that. Sorry. No, eat your food. Take it to the kitchen. Papa, I'm tired.
The food knocked me out. Like,
you know, like, so but it's been a very good experience growing up. I wish I had a girl.
Okay.
Because I wanted to know the difference in raising
boys and girls.
Since I just wanted to know the difference.
Can you help? What she got?
You have a boy and a girl.
Yeah,
boy and a girl, but she's 6 months with all my 6 months experience.
So maybe
for me, I can't really.
I mean,
exactly. I can't say anything yet.
I shall try.
I'm happy that I've got a boy and a girl. I didn't particularly hope for the first to be a boy or a girl, just healthy kids. But I'm glad that there's the balance. As far as raising a girl, my daughter is concerned, I wouldn't say I am scared, but it's kind of like new territory, new ground, right? I've gotten used to knowing how to deal with, associate with, discipline and interact my son, and not just on a one-to-one basis, but in the context of other fathers and their sons and the discussions we have. I guess raising a girl, I just feel like you have to be that little bit more tender.
Okay.
You know, if you know what I'm saying, you've got to be more deliberate.
Shake your head.
Careful. But maybe I'm wrong. You know,
you're still.
You know, I'm a newbie, so you know
you can tell.
No, but you know, like you say, you're trying to find, but he's raised girls. I mean, so the boy side, my boy is 7.
But for me, I don't care what the gender.
Yeah, you don't. At this point in time, yeah.
I've been fortunate to have boys
that are healthy. Yeah.
people are saying, I'm a girl. Right now.
Okay,
just
who said you have a girl?
Just
Like,
send
like magic.
But my thing is like, my thing with that when they say have more kids, I'm like, so when are you having another one? I'm like, when you fund my account. Basically, and not just for the birth and everything, for the lifespan, like school and all, because it's not. I mean, children are a blessing, yes, we know that, but you, like you say, you don't pass your power. I mean, you have to do what you can maintain. Like the stereotypes, I guess, of raising boys and girls. I have a 7-year-old boy. I have a 4-year-old girl.
Okay.
And these stereotypes of how they say it's supposed to, if we look at them, then it's pretty much the reverse for me. I love basketball, and I enjoy football, but basketball is my thing. So people, as soon as you have a boy, that means a ball is going in his crib immediately. And I'm like, no, you chart your own course. But obviously, there's a little bias because he sees me spending most of my time watching them playing. My daughter appears to be the athlete. He's more interested in reading books, and like you say, how you report to the Oga in the house, so he comes to report the Oga because she's the small madam. Like, she did this, that, and I believe it's from a tender place, like, because I don't know if it's maybe because like kids watch, so I don't know if it's the relationship I have with his mother. Like, I mean, we play a lot, that kind of thing, but I don't want to say I defer, but like you just have to apply wisdom and the understanding to keep peace. So I can see he's very caring for his sister, like, but he got 2 birthday presents his last birthday, and then so she came around and she's looking, and he just looked at both of them and gave her one, like, that's for you. I'm like, okay, so he's very like tender and things like you say, but she'll slap you in a second, like she'll slap you in a second.
Same thing with my kid. This 6-year-old is very cautious, considerate about the brother. The last one doesn't give a about nobody. You understand? He doesn't.
Last one syndrome.
That was it.
He doesn't even care.
Entitled.
Yeah.
Very, very entitled. My last born daughter is very entitled.
Yeah. What's the gap between because you have twins?
6 years.
6 years. Okay. So that's the thing. So like,
as far as she's concerned, she's an only. As far as she's concerned,
she's an only child.
She's an only child.
They're just like guest in the house. And then, so another, I mean, sticking with stereotypes. So like, I mean, your daughters are getting older in university now.
Yes, they are.
So, do you have a shotgun? Like, like they say, like for the boy.
I've applied for a license.
I've
applied for a license.
So are the conversations changing? Because this one, you said they schooled in Abeokuta, but it's still with them, but now they're abroad, so what were those conversations like? Like, was there the father-daughter sit down, like, okay, we're set?
Father-daughter sit down?
Well, you talk to your kids when they're going, so you did it together as husband and wife, or did you tell your
What
daughter?
talk are we talking about?
That's what I want to know.
Now you're going to the university.
Exactly, like that life is a point, like there's no...
I actually did have that talk. I did not have that talk.
You know how that, you had a talk. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, we talk. We haven't had that talk.
We haven't had it.
I believe Oga has had that talk.
Okay, that's right.
So I've left that to her. I throw you the question every day, how is he, and like, who is he?
Yeah, okay.
I throw that in every now and again, but that particular talk, I think she's done it.
Okay, but they didn't, and they didn't.
Why don't you want to have the talk?
I don't know. Just have it.
So it's not saying that it won't happen.
Yeah.
They just have.
Yeah.
And what about them? So do they ask you questions about? They keep that.
I believe they ask her.
They ask her. Okay, so let's not have that relationship with that.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. That's good. So interesting stuff. So your older son and your younger son. So like, is there like any relationship there, or they not yet?
They talk on the phone.
They talk on the phone.
It's not.
It's hard.
Like it's not like where it's going to be. The guy.
Sele, I think it's early to tell.
It's too early.
The guy will be moving back. He hasn't been to Nigeria before.
Okay. Ever.
So I think he's moving back next year.
Okay.
For secondary school.
That's going to be a real culture shock.
Yeah. No, he's always anytime I hear there's no line.
When the younger ones become teenagers, then maybe they're easier to...
Yeah, they go, they visit him. Yeah. But they're still kids, so it's not.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, kids, it's so unpredictable, and it's very accepting.
He has to them, he calls me and like, can I talk to them? Oh, dude, I'm at work. And the ones at home, like, we need to talk to, dude, it's 9 p.m.
Yeah, and I think there's that joy of being an older sibling. I mean, it comes like, I mean, I was my mother's last born, and so, but
Wow.
yeah, I mean, this is mother's last born, but I mean, family, this is Africa, family expands very quickly, you find a network, so I think there's that joy, so that's why, like say there, and having someone to look up to is that, like I'm sure with your daughters as well, like even though you say she feels she's an only child, I'm sure she's very happy when her sisters are there.
They bring stuff back for her.
They bring stuff. That's the level.
And that's what makes her happy.
So I mean, if we were to ask all our significant others, do you think that we're good dads? What's your gut feeling like? If there's a scorecard.
He's trying, can do better. There's always room for improvement. I think wifey appreciates my involvement.
Yeah.
And for me, it's natural.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, she will say sometimes, and she will ask me specific things to do, watch out for, conversations to have.
Okay.
I will do. But I do anyway. It's not because she has said, we're raising two kids now. If you're a responsible parent, you are conscious of the world and the way it's changing, and you just want to make sure that your kids they grow up and they're equipped, basically. You're just imparting. And for me, relationally, that's how I've been, with my siblings, with those around me. My wife will probably sometimes argue that I'm over-involved. I'm monitoring. We have a nanny for the baby, and I'm monitoring them a bit
like,
too much. You're holding the baby. Stop coughing on the baby. She's going to catch. We just went for immunization last week. It's okay. That sort of thing. Well, have you changed this diaper? Which is that thing clean that you're using? But I wouldn't change that about me. I think rather overdo
than
not do at all.
Exactly.
I think if you had asked me this question 2-3 years ago, I'll have scored a 0. No, it's true.
It's real.
That's true. Not that I wasn't doing, but they just felt this dude is all about drop money at home, do the little obvious things, but now I even think they're passing everything to me because I do now. So any small thing, they have a party, you must take them. You have to wait with them. They are playing another school, you must take them. I go where? So right now, confidently, I think I'm above average. As in heading towards where I can still do more, but.
So for me, before you go, so I guess because I wouldn't say that it would have been a 0 a few years ago, but I guess where my scorecard kind of increased, because we recently moved to Uganda, and before that move, she went ahead of us for a few months, and so people are like, how is she? And the kids, have they settled in? I'm like, the kids are with me, and people look like, you're a great dad. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know?
There's someone helping me
out. Like, how do you know? But they're there. But so I'm on top of homework, even though my mom is around. She was around a lot, so she helped with the homework. But I still have to check it, make sure it's good. Did that. But school, they know me in the school. If there's even when my wife would be around, if there's anything, they'd call me because he's the daddy in the school. The name is school on the estate. The same thing with friends. So I would say she yes. So basically, it's so maybe he's a great dad. The room for improvement most times is in the husband department.
Of course,
thank you. So it's so that's right. So it's
the father parts, I think I get a good average over there. I get a good percentage over there. She says it. She says that you're a good father, but the other side, you need to
step up your game. Slacking.
But can I ask you a question? Because you're
he got in before us. He's got in before us.
So it's true. Do you contribute or discuss nanny issues? all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
Why you say discuss
I
family
think
issues?
they want to employ somebody's leaving and all those things.
No, because even the nannies as well, I have to report them to. I don't take action myself. I have to report
this
to
is
them.
my.
So nannies are Oga's responsibility.
I know. So this is my issue. They're August responsibility. But I can't just come to my house one day and see
Find someone there.
someone. I'm like, okay. So what happened to?
Don't you need someone?
No, wait. Listen. I'm like, what happened to
person
X?
Yeah.
I'm like,
How's that? It's Oga's.
I know.
Guys in charge.
I think it's just like there's a stranger in my house.
Maybe I'm doing too much.
Maybe.
So I don't get involved. I don't get involved in
okay,
hiring.
maybe I'm doing too much.
I don't get involved in hiring. So
Because
whoever's
I
there,
don't
I
want
have
to be
to
involved in the
accept.
hiring. I'm just like, inform me to say,
Tell me.
this
When you come home.
person X is left, person Y is the, and with
But you find a way to get home.
but with all
get
you read,
information.
with all you read in the papers and all this, I'm
Very.
very cautious.
And you don't think Oga is cautious.
I know she is, but you know,
No, but I totally understand what you're saying because it's like, yeah, when I left my house,
Yeah.
it was
it
person
was very,
Y.
I'm not come back.
It was person X. Apparently they've been doing the
I know,
interviews and all that.
I'm just saying I understand.
They've been doing the interviews and all that.
Yeah.
Like you said, they are cautious. They've been doing all the
Those
interviews.
interviews, they've
They're
done
just
all
not
the
letting
checks.
you know.
Yeah.
And you just
But you don't really. Why do you really need to know?
Okay. That's why that
so-
is my house.
So what do you think?
So interestingly for me, my wife insists that I'm involved in the interviews,
Okay.
Yeah.
right? And then we'll have discussions and we will agree, and she will, she's the front man. Same thing if we're going to let someone go. For me, I think, but in terms of everyday dealing, I already confessed that me, I'm a monitoring
Spirit.
and I have to take sort of track back every now and then. But she's the Oga as far as these things are concerned. But I think my awareness, at least, of who's in the house, what's going on, to the extent I'm an equal contributor to the children and raising them or whatever, anyone who's going to have a hand, I think it's fair game that I have some voice in bringing someone into the house.
and it's the time.
It gets your goods. Like,
Okay,
you just like to know what's
it's
going
better now, as in one left last week and like, oh, this lady said she's leaving at the end of the month. Oh,
At least also.
that's good.
There's
So
that
who's
conscious-
coming? Oh, I'm doing interviews.
Okay. So at least now, yeah. Okay.
It's fine. So if I get home now, I know if I see a strange face.
So let me ask a question on that. Right, so our Ogas, right, they're the ones who manage that process. And they probably have their checklist of questions, right, through an interview. Isn't it possible that checklist isn't exhaustive, right? And you come with a slightly different thought process, coming from a different angle, and you ask a few different questions that help give more light and inform you guys more on whether or not this person should actually come into the home. For me, I think we're a partnership for a reason.
Yeah.
And I'm maybe my school of thought is weird, right?
I would say that if you want to be part of this, that's an offline discussion you have with Oga.
Yeah.
To incorporate this into your checklist, and then let's
Then let her do.
exactly.
In fairness to my own Oga,
So she's fine.
so I've got this. I read a lot, so there's a book. There's a book by my bedside every night. So before I get home, CVs will be there. So she knows you will open the CV now. Oh, so who are these people? I'm like, oh, those are the people I'm interviewing. Do you have anything to say? I'm like,
Wow.
The nannies have CVs.
no, she requests from whoever agent they're bringing.
So is this like the Mary Poppins?
And I'm like, okay, so what exactly?
Graduates.
So
Yeah.
no, they're not graduates. I'm like, what exactly do you want me to say? Honestly, they look alike. So like, oh, just
Oh, she
say
speaks
something.
Portuguese.
I'm like, okay, you know what?
This one.
Choose one. Whoever I support you. That's it.
You can try any mini.
No, I don't do that.
It's just like it.
You know what?
I've gone
I
through
trust
them.
the judgment.
Yeah.
Just
So yes, man. Okay,
that's it.
that's good. So I guess maybe like this topic we'll discuss maybe that because we've all sort of like agreed they're the guys. So I think so maybe that's why this question comes like so we play the back role like I said we take the back seat like assistant parents because of
Maybe not really assistant parent, but the truth of the matter is they take the front seat. Either you like it or not.
Yeah, they do. Like,
Except you bring some. I know there are some fathers that like doing much more than
oh
A lot more.
a lot
a lot more. Oh yeah.
So you bring those.
Yeah.
I got a couple of friends that I know that.
Oh no, of course.
So maybe not. Maybe not. We're not taking the back seat.
No, okay. Where is in the sidecar of the motorbike? Like I like that. I think I prefer that. And then,
We're performing the role we're meant to perform.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. So it's like modern times. That's like I said, the role is supposed to have.
Do you know
what's
that
the evolution?
I belong to the WhatsApp group of my kids' school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never do that. So you
Yeah.
have to-
So I get all the information.
No, again. You see, it's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't like to him. It's like it's a big step.
And guess what? I don't contribute. I don't contribute. But I bet you, I tell you, there was one incident that they had to print some stuffs and all that. Me, easygoing guy, I printed it. So I just going through my phone, I just read one guy raking. This assignment is not for this kid. It's
for me.
And you people should give us this assignment by Thursday evening, not Friday afternoon when I'm going to train.
You wrote one of it.
The guy wrote, not Friday afternoon. I don't have a printer.
So he needs to be able to print out to the office before he leaves the
Before he
office.
leaves the office. So you guys
I
are
know.
people, more fathers are
That's
becoming
actually why I have a
involved.
printer at home for my kids.
Yeah.
So you guys,
I just bought a new
Printer at
one.
home is for the kids.
because everything
I don't
like
bring. I don't do any work. I don't do any. I don't bring my
You don't
work.
bring home.
I don't. I know.
as much as you can.
No.
Oh, you don't even know.
No.
I like this. So
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I do all my work. If I have to go to the office on Sunday, I will go. But I won't bring it home.
Oh, okay, so I like that. So that's a good balance. So there's this very traditional African and like stereotype that has bothered me for the longest, and as I've grown, I thought so. Like when you hear someone has had children and they say, oh, that it's like all girls, like in a situation, and say, that's a lazy man, and things like that. So I used to hear this, and then but seeing kids grow, I feel like raising girls is a lot more work than raising boys. I might be wrong, but because my analogy is boys is plasters and haircuts, that's it. But girls, there's braiding the hair, there's, you went through it, so maybe you're in a better position to, tell us, like, do you feel like a lazy man? As in,
Well, considering that I don't do most of the work, I won't call myself a lazy man.
yeah, man.
Madam has done a good job of raising her girls. I have no idea what it's like to raise a boy, so I can't tell whether one is harder than the other.
Well, I think it's even beyond the raisins, just like we had, so all this thing of carrying on the family name and things, so those things never
That's a different discussion.
That's a different
We won't leave here today, bro.
We'll leave it.
That's a different discussion.
When we talk about that then.
For me, if I had 3 girls, nothing would have changed.
No, I feel the exact same way, as in like,
I don't for once. Okay, the first one I wasn't there. I was in Nigeria. Second one I was there in the hospital. I wasn't in the.
by choice.
So
That's another.
the third one I was there. So I've never really asked what's the gender.
Yeah. Is the child healthy? That's the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Both of them, are they cool? We're good. Yeah, that's it. So I'm not for all this lazy man because you have girls. I don't care. I don't care. And there are instances of family names that ladies are taken up to further notch, and there are instances of cool families that even the guys they've run everything aground. So hey, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So I don't care, man. I don't care.
With the pressures of the world, how things are, what is the hardest part of being a dad to you? I want to hear from everyone. To you, what would you say is the hardest part of being a dad? What is the hardest part, and then on the flip side, what is the most fulfilling part, I guess?
I think for me, the joy is coming back from wherever I go to every day and seeing these kids, seeing them grow, watching them grow. And I knew them when they were babies, they're growing now. For me, that's the... I think I traveled, I just came in this morning into town. As in, they called me, where are you? We're waiting for you. You know, that's joy.
That brings joy.
I think for me, the hardest part is in this ever-changing world, and you keep them
Safe, right?
safe. The 6-year-old walked up to me one day and said, "Who is Osama bin Laden?" I'm like, "Dude, where did you get Osama bin Laden from?" I said, "Oh, I was watching a video, Mickey Mouse, and this thing came in."
Oh, so it's like
Scrolled across the screen or something.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, I was like, "Oh, okay, sit down." Do you know the bad people? You understand?
Yeah, so you try to break it down.
Yeah, this world of social media and you get news on, and they're addicted to the phone, to our phones. They don't have a phone yet. Yeah. To our phones. I get home, I want to say my prayers, my phone, I'm looking for my phone, where's my phone? And they go to their room, they lock the door, you understand? So we need to, I need to just, not guard against, just ensure that they see the right things.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put parental guardians on my phone, but it's my phone, not their phone. You understand? So for me, that's the hardest part. You understand? That's it. And school fees.
School fees, I know school fees. Yeah.
I don't know how this part is just the hard part.
Or maybe like
there's also this.
Or maybe like
I don't
fears.
I don't define as hardest part. There's something you can't tell. The hard parts.
Yeah. So like what are fears? I think So
Just fears.
The fears you have, like.
But we'll pull through. We'll pull through. Just to keep doing what we're doing.
I mean, for me, similar to you, I mean, the joys are, and I mean, I was going to discuss or share about my son, but there's already a bit with my daughter. I mean, with my son, you know, he is 6 now. He's come into his own personality, and just seeing and remembering, because you know, I was in the delivery room, right? So, you know, they passed him on to me. That feeling, that first moment of, wow, my life is not going to be the same again. What do I do? 6 years on, you know, you ask those questions, but you're more relaxed about it now. And you're seeing that whatever it is we're doing, the environment that he's being raised in, he's turning out okay. You know, he's a logical thinker. Sometimes he can be quite selfish. For a long time, he was the only child. But now with a sister, you know, those sensitivities are starting to play out. He's becoming more considerate. The teachers complain, you know, that he is smart, but, you know, he can be lazy with his English. He's very good in maths. Things like that now, you know, maybe they bothered me once upon a time, but now, because of a lot of the progress that I've seen him making, those things don't faze me so much. And I have to think back to when I was his age. You know, I was probably getting into the same sort of trouble that he was, and I had my preferences and my dislikes. So, you know, for me, his development, and his sister, similarly, she started crawling a few weeks ago. So you can already see that it's starting, you know, and she's on that curve. She's already there, and just being an observer and seeing something happen. That's the joy for me. Seeing something happen, and hopefully it's something right. The challenges or the fears, there are many, but it's not like, you know, you're scared of the world. You go hide under a rock or whatever. I mean, the world is changing. We're no longer simply male and female, right? There's everything in between, right? And so how do you navigate all of that and guide, instruct, and raise your kids in the way you want them to go in this world that is just transforming at light speed? Exactly. So for me, those are the concerns. Keeping up with the world and managing my kids in the context of that changing world.
So, I mean, before we go, there's like one more. I mean, I've enjoyed, you know, sitting here with involved dads, good dads, and it makes me, at least it gives me some relief and but that, you know, there's still hope out there in the world. But I mean, an area of concern, I mean, maybe the umbrella of it is like absentee dads, or more in the case of, you know, men that don't take up that responsibility. I mean, either like in marriage, outside of marriage. I mean, like, maybe Taiwo, you might be able to tell us, like, I mean, like, you heard that, oh, you're having a kid, like you say you're not married to his mom, like, how you, because I know too many guys, denial is the first thing, denial, they don't take up that responsibility. I mean, like, you know, you're man enough to, what they call it, make one, but not man enough to raise one. Like, I mean, how do we try to, because it's a scary proposition, even if you do it the proper way, you get married, you know, you have kids, like, we've said fairs, I think, but, I mean, what do you say to a person like that?
I probably won't be able to say what a man's got to do, what a man's got to do. It's as simple as that.
Even if they should run away.
Yeah,
that's the truth. I know.
I can't.
You can only speak for
exactly.
But I mean, like,
so for me, I've had experience. I've had that kind of experience, and I stood up. I did it. So hey, why run away from it? So I can't speak for the next man.
Yeah.
You understand? I can't.
Okay. I mean, like, just think, like, it's your younger brother. What would you say to him, like, when he's thinking, oh,
the truth is,
The man is a man.
the man is a man, but
the man is a man.
What do you say to
Well,
him?
the
the man
truth
is a man
is,
is a man.
The man is a man.
I've got friends whose dad wasn't there, and the man is trying to come back now. And I'm talking to him that you need to just, he's getting old and all that. So for me, I think examples abound. So you need to choose. You need to choose right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know what. I don't know.
I can't imagine you can't.
You can't say,
I can't say it.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, like, my experience, you know, spent a lot of time as a kid not being too pleased with my dad, you know, being unhappy about a lot of stuff. But the moment I became a father myself, like, a lot of things started becoming clear, like, it's nice.
He was saying something about his dad and all.
Yeah.
His dad's the granddad. I know a man that was an absentee dad, but I bet you all the granddad gravitated toward this man. What do you want the guy to do? To say no, they shouldn't go. No.
Yeah.
The man calls and say, I want all of them over this weekend. And that's it.
Yeah.
You understand?
So, I mean, hey, guys, I mean, thank you. I mean, it's been insightful. It's been real. Like, you know, it's been real. I thank you guys so much for coming and opening up. It's like we've come to that. It's not easy being a dad. And it's like everyone is his own man. Like I said, so you take the responsibility or not. But we hope you do, and try to be a good example to your children. Be a supportive parent, even if you're not together. And because kids, I mean, they came into this world and they're a responsibility. And as dads, you step up to the plate. So sitting here with my brothers, fellow dads, I mean, have come like, it's a joy to be a dad. I mean, it's a fun thing, fun time. It's challenging, but that's what makes you who you are. You know, it actually improves you as a person. Like when you come up with a young one that's looking up to you, they're following your every step. It's a great thing, and we're honored to have the privilege. And everyone should look forward to being parents. Men out there, don't be scared. I mean, it's if I can do it, I mean, anybody really can. I'm just a curious guy who wants to know what's out there. That's why I ask questions. That's how we get knowledge. And I keep doing this for the culture, and hope you keep watching. See you next time. Arrivederci, whatever that means.